everyone, and welcome to another declutter. This is going to be my bronzer declutter with just a few blushes here. I have already gone ahead and decluttered my highlights and my eye makeup. So if you guys like declutters, I'll link that playlist below for you guys to watch, and we have a lot to go. But for today, we're going to be doing all my bronzers, as you guys can see here, and I'm kind of bummed out because I was already more than halfway through this video. And my camera pooped out on me and I lost all the footage. So I am a little annoyed, but we're going to go ahead and redo this. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to repeat myself, everything I said on the first one. So yeah, bear with me as we get through this. The first one we have here is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is in the shade Forever Sun-Kissed. I think this one has gotten too old. I've had it for a long time. And I hadn't realized, but the formula kind of changed. It got kind of hard, and the pigment is just not there anymore. I do like the tone. I love the formula. So this is one that I would definitely repurchase. I'm going to go ahead and put it in like repurchase pile. But as you guys can see right there, I'm a medium light skin, neutral undertone gal. So this is what it looks like on my skin tone. I don't like more like orangey tones on my skin. It is a preference, so if you do, then you do you, but I just don't. So this is perfect for me. So this is one that I'm definitely going to consider repurchasing either now or sometime soon. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the replacement pile. Up next, we have this one from BareMinerals. This is the Invisible Bronze in medium, and this one's no longer being made. I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. I think you can find it on like random sites still, but it's not one that BareMinerals makes anymore. I think I found it at like a TJ Maxx or something, but this is really pretty. It's a super like light bronzer, but it gives the skin like a super pretty glowy look without having like shimmer or glitter in it, and it's one that I'm definitely going to keep. However, it's not one that you can get anymore. I don't think at a lot of sites. If I can find it, I'll link it below. Everything I'm talking about, I'll link below, but if I can find it somewhere, I'll link it, but otherwise, yeah, this is one that I'm going to keep, and I'll just use like off camera or something, but this is really pretty. Up next, we have this one from Maybelline. This is the City Bronzer in 200. This is really beautiful. I love the tone, and I love the formula. However, they are not cruelty-free, which makes me so sad because what the heck is happening with my lady right now? There we go. This one's really pretty, and I really love it, but it's one that I can't repurchase. But if you're not cruelty-free, this is really pretty and I would recommend it. But you should be cruelty-free if you're not, because they're killing animals. Just saying. But yeah, this is one that I'm definitely going to keep and I'm going to use up. But let me show you guys what it looks like next to like the other ones. So it's definitely more like a bronzy tone. It's not so cool tone compared to like the other ones. Why is my camera doing this? I don't know what the heck is happening. But anyways, so this is what it looks like right there. It's more like warmer tone compared to the other two, but this is one that is really pretty, and it's one that I'm going to keep. Next up, we have this one from BareMinerals. This is the Bronzer, Endless Summer Bronzer in Faux Tan. This one I didn't reach for a lot, and I don't really know why. I think it's just the tone is a little too deep for me, and it kind of scares me. Oh my gosh, look, it's doing it again. Are you okay, camera? And this is a really pretty tone, but it's a little bit too deep, so I think that's why I don't reach for it enough. But let me go ahead and compare it to the other ones. See, it's not like super deep once it's on the skin. You can definitely build it up, but that's what it looks like right there. And I'm going to go ahead and keep it just because I want to reach for it more. But yeah, this is a really pretty one. I think you can still find it, but I'm not entirely sure. But if you can, I would recommend it. It's really nice. Alright, next up we have this one from Marc Jacobs, and this is the Omega Bronze in Tantastic. I think this is still available, but I was so excited when I bought this one. I think this might have been my first high-end bronzer, maybe, possibly, most likely. And I had thought about buying it so many times, and I wouldn't do it because it's so expensive. I've heard people say that you get your money's worth because it's so ginormous, but still, it was hard for me to buy it until one day it was on sale and I was like, you will be mine, and I bought it. A lot of people do travel with this one because it has such a giant mirror. I don't, because I'm scared it might break and then it's gonna break my heart. But this is one that I'm definitely gonna keep until it either goes bad or I hit pan, which I probably never will. But I'll go ahead and swatch it for you guys. It's a very like buildable bronzer. This is what it looks like right there. So it's a little bit more of a warmer tone compared to like the other ones that I have, but it's one that I really like, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep it. All right, up next we have this one from Colourpop, and I have no idea the shade because for some reason you can't see them once they're in the pan, but I don't know if this is even still available. It is really old, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it, but I'm gonna go swatch it for you just for the heck of it, even though you won't even be able to see it. But it's a formula that I just don't really like anymore, this one specifically, just because it does have some shimmer in it and I just don't reach for that anymore. So this is going to be one that I'm just going to throw away just because it's so old. Up next we have this one from Milani. This is the Sun Kissed Silky Matte Bronzing Powder, and this one's beautiful, but it's just like the e.l.f. one. I think it's gotten too old, so I need to replace it, but I'm going to go ahead and swatch it for you guys. The formula, it's beautiful. The tone is beautiful, and I just really like it. Actually, this might still be good. That's what it looks like right there. So you guys can compare it to the other ones. It's really pretty. It's more like a cooler tone, but it works as a bronzer still because it's not super like ashy, but it's one that's really pretty to me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I was thinking of getting rid of it and replacing it, but I don't think I need to just yet. Up next we have this little tiny one from Nars. This is in Laguna. And I think I got this one either as a free perk or maybe it was like a kit of some sort. I don't even remember, but I never use it. And I don't really know why. I think it's because it's more like, I don't know, like almost like an orangey tone, see, like compared to the other ones. And I think that's why it's very similar to the, I think that's the Marc Jacobs right there, but it's even more orange. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it just because it is Nars and I want to use it up. But yeah, it's not my favorite tone, but I've heard a lot of good things about their bronzers. However, they're not cruelty free either, so I wouldn't repurchase it. But since I have it, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it for now. Up next, this is one of my prized possessions. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Nude Bronze Light. My sister gave me this for my birthday, and I was so excited because these are expensive, so I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. At least I don't think so. Maybe at this point I would have. I don't know. But either way, I was super excited when I got it. And I think she had gotten me like a lighter version of this one. And then we went in and switched it because I wanted it to be a little bit more pigmented. But let me show you guys what this one looks like. This one's one that honestly barely even shows up, but when you use it with like a super dense brush, that's where you see the magic. But like swatching it there, it's like basically invisible. But this is one that if you have it and you're underwhelmed by the pigment, use it with like a very dense brush, and I feel like that's where you get the full potential of this bronzer. So yeah, this is one that I'm definitely gonna keep, and just like the Marc Jacobs, I'm either gonna get rid of it when it goes bad or when I hit pan, but never decluttering this one. Next up, we have this one from Loreal. This is the True Match Lumi Bronze It in Light, and this is beautiful. I love this bronzer so much. As you guys can see, I've hit pan. This is probably the only powder product that I've ever hit pan in because I've used this so much. But yeah, this is a beautiful bronzer. It's so sad that it's not cruelty free, but this is one I'm not gonna get rid of until, like, again, it either goes bad or I hit pan completely on it. But let me swatch it up here so you guys can see what it looks like. Look how beautiful that is. I love the tone. It's like the perfect bronze because it's not super warm, it's not super cool tone, and it doesn't have like any glitter, but it is a little bit more luminous, and I love it so much. It's one of my favorite bronzers, so makes me so sad that they're not cruelty free. Maybe one day they will be, but also I'm never gonna run out of this, so it's okay. But anyways, I'm keeping it. Next up, we have these two from Physicians Formula. These are their butter bronzers. If you guys have been around for a while on YouTube. You guys have heard of this like a million times. And I have mine in Deep Bronzer and Bronzer. And these are so old. I think these are one of my first bronzers that I ever got. So I think these are very old and it's time to let them go. But these are very pretty. I love the formula. They're very smooth on the skin. They have a ton of new tones and new versions that they've come out with. But I haven't tried any of them. So if I repurchase them, I might check those out instead. But these are very pretty. Let me just swatch them real quick. So as you guys can see right there, that's the light bronze, or just the bronze one. And this is the deep bronze. So there's definitely a difference between the two. And I like them both. I think I would buy the deep one again if I repurchased it. But yeah, that's the two right there. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and declutter these because they're very old. Also, this one broke. Next up, we have this one from Benefit. This is the Huda Bronzer. This is like a cult favorite. It's been around forever, and I bought it so excited, and I loved it when I first bought it. However, it's not my favorite anymore, and I haven't reached for it in forever, so I think it's time to let it go. It's also very old. I wiped off my hand so I can show you guys new swatches. But this is what it looks like right there. It gives your skin like a really pretty bronze look. It's also like a perfect tone. It's not too cool tone, it's not too warm, and it's just really perfect. I know they came out with I think a deeper version and maybe a lighter version of this one. I just have the original one. And I think they also have a glow one, which I've heard really good things about. But I don't know if I would repurchase this one, to be quite honest. And they're also not cruelty free. So this is one that I'm just going to go ahead and pass along. Up next, we have this one from Lisa Frank. This one was one that came out with like the Ipsy boxes when I used to get them a long time ago. This is so old and I need to just throw it away. But this little one's one that was really nice. I liked it in the moment, but it's not one that I enjoy anymore, and I haven't reached for it in forever. And I don't even think you can get it anymore. I think it was just like a limited collection. But like I said, it's too old, so it's time to let it go. Next up, we have this one. This one's one of my favorite products for like sculpting my cheeks. This is the Thrive Causemetics Sun Chaser in Raya. It's so pretty. It's like the perfect cool tone. That's what it looks like right there. See how it's more like, it's not even like ashy. It's just very cool tone, and it just gives your skin the perfect shadows where you need them. And it's definitely one that I'm going to keep. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this one, and they should, because it's just perfect for, you know, chiseling your cheeks or whatever. I know they have other tones, but I haven't really cared to look into those just because this one does the job for me. It is a little bit more pricey, but it's one that's going to last you for a very long time. Next up, we have this one from BareMinerals. This is in Faux Tan, and it's a loose powder. And to be honest, I don't even know the proper way to use this. Like, I've tried multiple times to use it, and I just can't figure it out. Every time I do, it looks kind of patchy on me. And I got it because Jessica Braun had recommended it. She was saying that it was one of her favorites, and she really liked it. So, I don't know. If you guys have any tips on how to use this, and you guys have this, let me know. I'll put this in like a maybe pile because I'm just not sure if I want to keep it or not. But yeah, this is one that is just kind of weird for me. Next up, we have this one from Too Faced. This is the Sweetheart Bronzer in Sweet Tea. And to be honest, this one, I don't reach for it mostly because of the packaging. I think that's why I don't reach for it. It's not even anything to do with the product, because the product is actually really nice. Let me swatch it for you guys. So as you guys can see right there, it's more like a warmer tone, but it's not orange. It's not too cool tone. It's also like a very pretty bronze look. It does have a little bit of shimmer, but it's nothing too crazy. And it's one, like I said, that I need to reach for a little bit more. It kind of reminds me of like the Loreal Lumi kind of, you know, situation, but I just don't reach for it. And I think it's purely because of the packaging. Like, I see it and I'm like, no, and I just reach for other ones. And I need to stop doing that because this is really pretty and it's going to go bad. Next up, we have this one from number 7. As you guys can see, I got it on clearance. And this is in the shade Maple. And I got this one because I think it was March Beauty Ward that recommended it. Samantha March. And I don't know. I just don't like it. I think it was her that recommended it. I don't really like the tone. I feel like it's too light. and it's too orangey, and I don't know, you guys can barely even see it right there. I don't know, it's just the formula that I don't really enjoy. I don't like the tone, and it's just one that I don't care to keep, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it along. Alright, next up we have this one, which is a contouring palette. It's from Wet n Wild, the Mega Glow, and it's in Dulce de Leche. And to be honest, the only reason why I don't reach for this one, it's because of this thing right here, like the powder. I never set my face with this powder, so when I reach for it, I'm like, well, I'm not going to use the both, so then I don't reach for the bronzer either. However, they're both really pretty, so it's one that I need to just, you know, use a lot more. But let me swatch the bronzer. The bronzer is like pigmented, but it's really pretty. So there's a bronzer and there's a powder. So as you guys can see, the bronzer is like a perfect tone. It's really pretty. It's nothing like too special, but it's just pretty, you know, it does the job. And I'm definitely going to keep this one, and I'm going to make it a point to use it. Maybe once, now that I have my collection a little bit more cleared up, you know, I'll see it more and I'll be able to use it, hopefully. All right, next up we have some cream products, and then we'll move on to my palettes. This one here is from Too Faced. This is the Bronzed Peach in Toasted Peach. I got this one in TJ Maxx. I don't know why it was there, but it was. And it's one that I never, ever, ever reach for. And I just don't really like, to be honest. That's what it looks like right there. It's a little bit too deep, but it's also kind of warm. So it's like warm and deep. So I can't really use it for like sculpting. But then for bronzing, it's too deep. And the formula, it's kind of not very blendable. Like it's kind of, I don't know, I just don't really like it. So this is one that I'm definitely gonna go ahead and pass on. All right, up next we have this one from Persona Cosmetics, and this one is really nice. I really like the formula. It's very blendable, it's very creamy, it's not like greasy or sticky or anything like that. I have mine in Dune, and as far as the shade goes, that was my mess up because I didn't realize that it was going to be so warm tone. Like I said, I don't really prefer warm tones, and that's just a preference. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like that. That's what it looks like right there. The way that I do like to use this is on days where I'm wearing like very light makeup and I just want a little bit of definition on my cheeks. That's when I go into this one, and I really like how that looks, so that's how I've been using it. But if you're into warmer bronzers, this is one that I would recommend for sure. The formula is beautiful, like I said. Hopefully she comes out with more tones, because 2 I feel like it's not really enough, but for starting point, the formula at least is really nice. Next up we have this one from e.l.f. This is the Putty Bronzer, and I have mine in Honey Drip. I also had the tan lines, but I gave it to my mom, but I also use it on days when I'm not wearing a lot of makeup. So there it is right there. It's really pretty. It is, like I said, a little bit more warm tone, but not nearly as much as the Persona. Formula is really beautiful. They have a ton of different tones to choose from, and this is one that I would recommend. It's super affordable, so that one I'm keeping. This is the Wet n Wild Contour in Oaks on You, and I forget who recommended this one, and I decided to pick it up, but I hate this tone. This is so orange, like it's not even warm tone. This is completely orange, and it looks terrible every time I try to use it. So this is one that I'm happy to let go, and it's also very old, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it away. Up next we have this one from Makeup by Mario. It's the, what is it called, the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in Light Medium. And it does have a brush, so you guys can see, but this is a really pretty, basically, like, I use this for bronzer, but you can also use it as a contour just because it is more of a cooler tone, but it has like a really pretty undertone. I love, love, love this little stick, and it's one that I would recommend for sure. They have a ton of different shades. The formula is really nice. It blends out really beautiful. It is more of like harder to blend. It's not super hard. You can just do it with a brush, but at the end it ends up looking really beautiful. It blends really pretty on the skin, and like I said, I love the tone, the undertone that it has. It's really pretty. I wouldn't use this purely for contouring just because it's not like super cool tone, but I mean, you can buy a different shade from the one I have, but this is, I used it like both, like half contour, half bronzer, just because I feel like it's right in the middle. It's like the perfect tone for that. And then if you've seen any of my other videos, you will know that the Huda Beauty is one of my favorite cream products that I own. This is the Tantour and Contour, no, the Tantour, Contour, and Bronzer Cream in Fair. And this is one of those products that if all my makeup disappeared, I would go and buy this one first because it's just beautiful. The tone is perfect. I love the formula. It blends out like a dream. And you use like the tiniest bit. You don't need a lot to get like the results that you want, but you can also build it up and make it look very dramatic. And I just love this product. This is what it looks like right there. So as you guys can see, it's like the perfect tone. I love this so much. Like I said, the formula is perfect. The color is perfect. They have a ton of different shades to choose from. And if you can buy it on like sale, it's even better. But this is one of those products where it's like, yeah, it's expensive, but you will get your money's worth. And I'm surprised like more people don't talk about it. Like I do hear some people talking about it, but it's not like a ton. But I feel like it deserves so much more hype than it gets. Alright, up next I'm going to do just my 4 little bronzers that I have here. This one here is from Pretty Vulgar. And it is the Make Them Blush in Hush Blush. And I'm just go ahead and pass this on. Because like I said, I don't wear bronzer. I mean, I don't wear blushes, so there's no point for me to keep this. I don't know why I continue to keep this. Like, I've gone through other declutters, and I've kept this before, but I need to just let it go and pass it along to someone that will actually use these blushes. Same thing with these. These are the Flower Beauty Blush Balms, and I have them in Pinched and Cinnamon. And I heard that actually these changed in formula, so they're not the same anymore, but I'm going to see if my sister wants these, because she actually does wear a lot of blush and she enjoys it, so I'm gonna see if she wants them. If not, I'll save them for my mom because she also likes blush. Same thing with this one. This is the Note Luminous Silk Compact in Desert Rose. I love this shade. It's really pretty. If I used blush, this would be the blush that I would use, but I don't. Alright, so let me move my little palettes here. First up, we have this one from Ulta Beauty. This is the 3-in-1 palette, and I think the shade was California Sunlit. I think it was Emily Noel talking about this one. She was raving that it was beautiful, that she liked it so much, and that it was like an Hourglass palette dupe. And if that's the case, I'm probably not going to buy the Hourglass because I didn't really like this. So you guys can see that's the bronzer, the highlight, and the blush. And this is just not something I like. Like, I feel like this is too warm. This highlight, it's kind of underwhelming, and blushes I don't use. So I'm going to see if my sister wants it. If not, I'll just put it in my giveaway, or, donations pile. Up next, we have this one from Kevin Aquan. This is the Contour Duo, and I don't think it has shade. It's just the medium and the candlelight highlight, and this is so pretty. I need to use it more, and I don't know why I don't. I think it's just because it's so little that I just don't see it, but it's like the perfect bronzer. The highlight I don't really care for, but the sculpt part, it's really pretty. It's like a very perfect cool tone shade. So there is the bronzer part, and there is the highlight. So you guys can see the highlight's kind of whack, but the sculpting one, it's so pretty. I love this for chiseling out my cheeks and creating like a really pretty contour, and then going in with a bronzer after. It's perfect, and I'm definitely keeping this one. And this one's pricey. Like, if you buy the full size of the bronzer itself, it's really pricey, but I would recommend just buying the duo. And you don't spend a lot. You get to try out the formula. Plus, this will last you quite a bit because you don't need a lot for contouring. Next up, we have this one from Smashbox. This is the Cali Contour. Comes with some bronzing, highlights, setting, and blush tones. And this is one that I'm gonna keep, and not necessarily because I use all the tones, but it's one because I want to just like force myself to use it, because it is pretty. And this one does have a blush too, so if I ever decide that I want to use blush, I can use this one, which I probably never will. So I don't know if you guys will even be able to see, but that's the highlight, the bronzer, the highlight, the blush, the bronzer and the contour. It's so pretty. I really like this palette. I don't know why I don't reach for it more. I feel like it's like a perfect traveling palette where you get basically anything you need without having to reach for much. I do wish that the highlights were a little bit different because I feel like they're both on the deeper side. So I wish this one would have been this one and this one would have been more of like a champagne-y kind of tone. This here is the Alamar Complexion Trio Hydrating in, I think this was like the medium one. So this is what it looks like right there. So as you guys can see, the middle shade doesn't even show up. Then there's this one, which is like a warmer tone, and then the setting one. I think I'm going to see if my sister might want this, or my niece, or someone, because I just don't reach for this, and it's going to go to waste. And it's a newer product to me, but I think I messed up when I bought the shades. I should have bought something that was a little bit deeper, or maybe cooler tone. I don't even know if she has that. But the formula is nice. It's just not a product that I like very much. Next up, this is the Jouer light to medium bronzer duo. My sister got me this one also for my birthday or Christmas or something, and I love this so much. It's so beautiful. Like, the tones are really pretty. There's the tones right there. So this one's a lot lighter than this one, but typically what I'll do is I just go back and forth between the two, and that's how I apply it, and it just gives the skin like a really pretty bronze look without having any shimmer, any glitter, nothing at all. It's really, really nice. It blends out really pretty, and I know they have other tones, but I haven't obviously tried the other ones. Also, the packaging, it's really pretty, so this is one that I'm going to keep. And then last but not least, I have this little mini from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. Even though this is the mini, to me, this is a really good size. And I bought this because everyone was raving about it, saying that it's like a really good formula and they love it so much, and I was like, well, I need to find out what I feel about it. So there they are. That's the highlight and that's the bronzer. As you guys can see, they're very subtle, but on the skin they just look so pretty. And the highlight's a very subtle highlight, but it's like a glow from within kind of highlight, and I just really like this. I'm really happy that I picked it up. I don't know if I would pick up the full size just because I have so many other highlights and bronzers. I feel like I don't need the full size. So if you guys have been, you know, interested in checking this formula out, and you guys also have a lot of products like I do, this is definitely a good one. And I think it's worth the money for this little one because it's still going to last me quite a long time. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring everything back out, and I'll show you guys what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this, and I'm going to get rid of all this. I thought I was going to get rid of more, but honestly, this makes me happy. Like, I don't look at any of this and think, I should have gotten rid of that. I look at this and I'm like, oh, okay, that's all stuff that I actually really like. So I'm excited now to organize this again and make it look nice and pretty in my drawer. And I got rid of the ones that I just don't really care for anymore, or they've gone bad. But let me know in the comments below how you think I did with my declutter. Also, like I said, if you guys want to see more declutters, I'll link my playlist below. And I'll link all these products in case you guys are interested in picking any of these up. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give me a thumbs up. That way I know that you guys are enjoying these videos. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate if you would do so. Also, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you'll be notified every time that I upload a video. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.